Hello. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Sisters of Legacy. We are going to run our intro and we will be right back. All right,
Okay,
ladies.
intro.
Yes, hats off to the husband and all the work that he does. We so appreciate it. That one don't have no words though. I need some words. I need somebody to say something to go along with the splendor. But anyway, ladies, welcome to 2024. We are back for our first show of the year. Um, and yeah, so we are here. Listen, I am what am I looking for? Okay. So one of these days I'm going to put together a clip of just all my hairdos, like every week. Cause it seems like sometimes I go back and look at old shows and I'm like, what was happening on top? It'd be a lot. So in a year with 52 shows, about 52 shows, that's like 50 different hairstyles when you're a woman. That's a lot of work. I was thinking about that today. But so we are gonna start off this year talking about change. So we know most people for the beginning of the year you do some kind of resolution, new year, new me, blah blah blah, whatever. You rhyme it up, you wrap it up, you gung ho for the beginning of the year. So we are gonna start off pretty gung ho. We're gonna talk about change. Kicking off this year, and ladies, I don't know if I mentioned it in a long time. So if you have not shared to social media, share to your page. Let's share the broadcast to your page if you have not. And I'm gonna share. And it has been a minute since I've done it. So shame on me.
Hmm.
But starting off the new year, so I'm going to share tonight, ladies. So don't hesitate. Let's share. Okay, so again, we are going to start this year off talking about change. So I do have to give credit a little bit. This topic was from the guys, BOL. They talked about it in some form on Tuesday, I believe. And I was like, oh, that is a great topic. And so I kind of borrowed it a little bit. But since we are women and we have a very different take on just about everything, I thought that we could take the same topic and have conversation, and of course, it be totally different in terms of point of view and direction of the conversation. So, ladies, it's a new year. Anything you want to say to start the year off? Any updates? Any resolutions?
I don't do resolutions. Um,
Okay.
I just usually I've already started something that I'm just going to continue from the previous year. I feel like for me, and this is, just like you say, promises are meant to be broken. I kind of feel like after a few months, certain resolutions that you make, they kind of fizzle out. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of have just some goals in general
Okay.
that I've started and kind of just want to like 2.0 most of them and just like take it to the next level. So I personally don't, I haven't done a resolution in a really long time.
Okay. So, any goals you want to share?
Well, I have started my, what is it, 100 envelope challenge.
Okay.
Start putting money in there. So I've done that. I am really working on just being present and being in the moment. Like a lot of times, you do different things And it's kind of just like, oh, this has to be done. I'm going to go out this weekend or, whatever. My goal for 24 is to really be intentional and just be present in the moment. So I'm going to take trips this year. I am going to, I won't say I'm going to start a new hobby. Like I've never been good at roller skating. And of course, I'm a little older. So of course that's, Humpty Dumpty, the fall, bones, about all that. So, but I definitely do want to venture out and like do more things, like go to different art museums, explore some things, like really just get outside, just do more stuff with my kids, my family, but mainly really just continue to focus on me and doing a little more things that I like to do or that I don't know if I like to do. So I think this year I'm just going to spend the time exploring and really doing things with the people that I love that really matter.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That's my 23, 24.
Trina?
I also don't really do resolutions because I learned many years ago that, round about January 10, 12, 15. So I don't really. But I do have some goals. I think I spoke about it before. I really want to learn how to swim. Shanetta. But I have made some steps toward that goal. So I did some research and I found there's a swimming school in, I want to say Arizona, that it's like a resort. So you go there for the week. And so you learn to swim, you take lessons during the day, and you you have time to go and do different things, but you have your lessons, but you stay there the whole week. So part of it is it's a vacation, but you're also learning how to swim.
I want to go.
You get, certain amount of hours in the morning, then you take another session of hours in the afternoon of learning how to swim. And it's like a whole getaway, but you learn how to swim and you get to do the whole resort thing too. So once I get my little coins in a row, I'm gonna go and do that.
I want to go.
Where we going? You want to go? All right. Sam, you know how to swim already?
I took swimming lessons last year. I think it might have been last time. Like when I was it might have been a little bit more than a year. But I did like some beginning lessons or whatever, and I didn't get all the way across the pool, but I got at least halfway each time. I was,
Can you save your life?
Jesus.
Well, I mean, you know what I mean. Like in the deep end, could you get yourself?
I don't know.
See, that's my issue.
I did some, but like I said, if I had something like. I want to probably maybe, I don't know, maybe find a gym that got a pool or something where I can continue with the aquatics, because then I can get fit and firm and swim and do all of that all together. Because that's really what I want to do. I want to have some longevity and stamina when it comes to swimming, because I need to be able to save me, child.
Yeah.
I took a swimming lesson last summer. I did. I can't save my own life, I don't think. I definitely don't. I definitely think I would drown in the deep end. But I took a swimming lesson.
I took swimming lessons to 2 separate occasions. It didn't take because I panic. That's what happens. It's just like if I don't know that I can stand up, you know what I mean? Like if so I mean, I don't know. Of course it's fear, and I have obviously control issues because if I can't know that I'm going to be able to stand up when I need to, then that's a problem for me. So any women lesson or thing that I take has to have a psychological component, because they need to talk me through the whole fear thing. Like it has to be a whole. They have to get into my whole mindset about my fear.
I think I get that.
You know what I mean?
I get that.
Of the not having control.
Yes.
Or giving the water control, like they say you're supposed to be able to let yourself lay in the water and let the water take you. No, because water is not solid. So how am I supposed to let it take me?
Right. And where we going?
That's
I gotta get there.
You know, a lot of that has to do with your instructor, though. Like the person that I had, like they had us, you know, we had the paddle boards and different things, and they would put their hands under us for a certain amount, and then like kind of, you know, move their hands down as we went a little further. And then like when you do finally stand up, and they're right there with you to help you stand up, and you can kind of see, you know, how far you got, whether it was a lot or a little bit. Like I think having a lot of time with someone who takes those things into account really counts for a lot, because yeah, I definitely agree. Don't be
I can't do the deep end because I can't stand up.
Hi, Taiwan. Happy New Year. He said Black people over the age of 30 should get an automatic swim lesson discount. Way too many of us can't swim. LOL. Listen, I just want to say y'all are some real bougie babes. Y'all can't just go to the little rec center or something and get lessons. Y'all got to go all the way to Arizona.
No, I've done the YMCA. I've done that, and I've done another swim. I did it before. I need someone that specializes in somebody that's very fearful and has a lifetime of fear associated with, you know, the deep end. You know, so I know what I need, and if I can't get that, it's not going to work. It didn't take the other 2 times, so I need to go further. You know, and you know, there are actual companies. There's a company actually working out of Queens called Black People Will Swim, but you have to go to Queens like every I think it's every week or whatever, and I can't. That's too much of a commute from where I'm way out here in the boondocks. But yeah, there's a whole psychology behind it, you know, and I'm very fearful, so that would have to be addressed.
Okay, Shanetta.
What was the original question? I forgot.
We're down the rabbit hole.
If you have one.
Right, we were just saying, you know, a new year. What's on your mind, your agenda for the year?
So resolutions are hard for me. Resolutions are hard for me because I know I don't keep them. So I don't like sit and make serious resolutions. Like I might say, oh, I'm going to do this in the new year. Oh, I'm going to do that in the new year. But I don't really make serious resolutions because I know I'm probably not going to really do it. So I never say stuff like, oh, I'm going to, you know, make a resolution to lose weight or to get healthy or to eat healthy. I don't ever do any of that because it doesn't work. But I will tell you this. So at Christmas, I was talking to one of my sister-in-laws, and she was like, okay, Shanetta, we're going to do the first 30 days of January, and we're going to go, you know, no sugar. And I was like, okay, tell me more. What does it entail? I'm very intrigued. So she started telling me, and she was like, okay, we can't eat anything with sugar in it, you know, that has added sugar in it. You just have to read the labels. Don't eat anything with added sugar. And I was like, okay, what do you, when you say added sugar, like, tell me more. What does that mean? Right. So she began to tell me, she was like, you know, like when you eat, and the first thing she said was like, you know, when you look at the back of the bread label and it says like this much sugar is added, I said, I can't eat bread. So
don't go down the
once I realized that I couldn't eat bread, I already told her, I was like, this ain't gonna work. I ain't gonna do it. It ain't gonna happen. I can't eat bread. That means I can't eat waffles. That means I can't go to Waffle House on New Year's Day. That means I can't eat cake. And that means I can't I can't eat ice cream if I randomly feel like I want to eat ice cream. This isn't gonna work. But I did say that some days here and there, I would try to sprinkle it in like maybe a day or two here and there. So we're on day 4. I haven't made it yet. So nonetheless, I might try it another day this month or something like that. But I have not made it a day yet. I've eaten bread every day. So, you know, here we are. I don't really know if it's going to work or if it's not going to work, but I'm going to continue to try. Each day I'm going to be like, maybe today is the day. But here's the other part is that if I do it, I can't drink coffee, which means I can't go to Starbucks, which means that if it's a school day, them children going to have a real bad day. So we don't want the kids to have a bad day, do we?
We don't need that.
We don't want them problems.
We don't
So
want
I
that.
don't really know what day it's going to really work, but it's on the list of things to try. It's definitely on the list. As far as like anything serious that like I'm like trying to like push towards or do, I don't have anything majorly serious. I just want to make sure that I'm taking care of me and just kind of trying to like just do the things I know I need to do that are good for me, good for my mind, good for, you know, my body aside from getting rid of sugar. And just trying just a little bit, like, you know, making sure I'm able to get up every morning and do the things. So that's just the biggest thing that I kind of have just put in my mind. I just want to have a good year. I want to enjoy it. I just want to enjoy life in general at this point. Like I've done the parenting of the little kids. They're all, you know, the baby will be 21 on Monday. So it's just kind of like your youngest child is 21. Whoa, like you've kind of like done some things at this point when your youngest is 21. So I just kind of want to enjoy watching them, you know, start their adult, semi-adult lives and just enjoy the moments. I've worked hard for a whole lot of things and I just want to enjoy some of those things. Even if that means enjoying, like we were talking before, just being in your own space and just relaxing and just saying, you know, I worked really hard for my house and to pay for my bed and I'm just going to lay in it. I'm going to stay in my house and binge watch my TV shows and just enjoy it. Whether it's that or whether it's getting out and about and doing the things, I just want to enjoy whatever I'm doing.
Okay. That is that's great. You guys got a lot. It's a lot happening. So yeah, for my new year, I am just remaining open to the possibilities. That is going to be my new year. I've already one thing I said I was gonna try to do, and then I talked to Shanetta and I totally caved. As soon as it got close to doing it, I backed out and the year has barely started. So that was a no. Oh, so I've already backtracked on one thing, but there is something else that like I never like doing because I don't like, but I'm already doing it, and we're on day 4, 5. What's this, day 4? I'm 4 days in, so we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, for the most part, I'm just like I said, trying to remain open to the possibilities and not you know, reverting to my stubborn short-sighted way of thinking in a lot of things. So that is going to be my new year, trying to remain open and do things different. So that leads us to our topic is challenging the changes. So the thought behind this topic, is there an echo or is that just me? Okay, maybe it's just me. Is why are people call? Uh-oh. Wait, I think I lost everybody.
We here.
We here.
Yeah.
Why don't I don't see anybody? Uh-oh, hold on. Oh, okay. Sorry. I don't know. My phone rang and it made everything do something.
Dark, yeah.
Okay, well, anyway, the thought behind it is I'll just speak for myself. I know a lot of times, you know, like for a long time, I got into the mindset of standing up for myself. Well, that was a change that I told myself, girl, you're just learning how to stand up for yourself. Like that's kind of what I told myself it was. And then it took time for me to realize that really I was just being a little mean in a lot of ways. Like, you know, I was being mean in a lot of different ways about a lot of different things. But in my mind, you know, it was a change. I changed. You know, I'm different. I'm better. And I didn't take the time to really evaluate what that change was, because although it was a change, it really didn't get me any closer to the person that I say I want to be. Because getting meaner did not get me any closer, you know, to the person that I tell myself that I want to be. You know, it didn't cause me to be any more compassionate, any more patient. You know, it just was, even though it was a change. So I thought about that, and it made me think about this topic. And a lot of times we do change, but we convince ourselves that change, you know, it was necessary. We don't always evaluate how that change factors in to the bigger picture. We don't always think about, will this change get me closer to who I say I want to be, or does this put me in, you know, in direct opposite of who I say I want to be? So I thought, of course, what better place to talk about it than here with you ladies. So like, have you noticed changes about yourself, or have you changed something about yourself? And you're like, oh yeah, I changed. Like, you know, people like, oh, yeah, you ain't talk much, or you didn't. Some people like, yeah, I changed. I'm not like that no more. But did the change get you closer to who you want to be? Is the change working in your favor, or is the change the total opposite of the person that deep down inside that you really want to be? Does that make sense?
It does make sense. I'm processing it. The question.
I know I was sitting here earlier and I had started writing some things down because like when my dad passed, for me, I felt like they took everything good that was left in the world. Like for me, I was good on being nice. I was good on, you know, forging healthy relationships. I was good on people. I was just going to be by myself, and that was going to be that. And that was a change that I made, and it was not advantageous. It wasn't good. It was a change that I made based on, you know, how I felt at the time. But I mean, in the long run, looking back at what happened after, I could say yes. But during that initial time frame, like I made these changes, and in my head, I thought it was, you know, I thought it was good, something that I needed to do to buffer everything that I was going through. But it didn't help me. It didn't help me grow. It didn't help me be better. It was just that. It was just a change. Like every change doesn't necessarily initiate growth, or even in the fashion to which we are expecting it to happen. So that was like something that I was thinking about, because change isn't always good. It just depends on, you know, your motive sometimes behind the change. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes your change, the idea of it, you know, in your head could be good, but if your motive is not correct and you haven't aligned the proper focus to what it is that like what your outcome is, you know what I'm saying? You can't just say, I'm gonna make this change and not consider what that change looks like and what it takes to really achieve why you're changing.
Okay. I don't want to pronounce your name wrong. So people,
Nakiba?
is that okay? We're gonna go with Nakiba.
That's
If that's not right, we apologize.
Sorry.
Anyway, people don't know if they can swim, I guess, until they're thrown in the deep end. I learned years ago, and now I guess I swim like a fish above water. That is. Oh, okay. She said yes, Nakiba. It is. All right, Nakiba. Welcome to our broadcast. The pleasure to have you. Yes, I guess. I mean, the whole knowing how to swim until you get in there, that's a thought. But I don't know how far you really want to take that thought at this age.
That's funny, because you know, back in the day, people would do that. They would just, that's why I don't know how to swim, because I never got in the water because I already knew what they was gonna do. You push me, I'm gonna try. if I don't drown, I'm gonna fight you. So for me, I didn't go to the public pools. I watch everybody get in and throw each other in. And what's the thing you do when you do them like this? You put the hands behind them, you throw them in the water from side to side. You're not about to do none of that to me. That's why I don't know how to swim to this day, because people was treacherous. My dad said him and all of his brothers, cousins, everybody back in the day in the country, of course, that's how they learn how to swim. They will push each other in. You might damn near drown, but
that's how all of my kids learned how to swim, which is why my youngest one does not know how to swim. When they were doing it, their uncles were doing it in Florida, and they were just taking the babies and just like throwing them in. And they were teaching them, you got to swim as after they threw them in, and the kids are like, in the water panicking. All of my kids learned how to swim through that method, except for my youngest one, who is 21, and he about to be 21 on Monday, and he don't mess with water. He was small. He was like less than 1 or maybe right at 1 when this was happening. And I was like, do not touch my baby. And that was the one, like I held him close and protected him so he was never thrown in with the other kids and cousins. And so he doesn't know how to swim. And he, to this day, like he is like, mm-mm. And he'll be like, if we're swimming or if they're swimming and we're at a pool or in water, he will come put his feet in, but he will not like hang out very long near the water. He'll just get up and like go walk away and go do something else most of the time, because he does not play those kind of games. He's like, nope, not doing it.
Yes, I mean, she said terrifying. That's not the answer. Yeah, it's definitely, if it worked for you, bless your heart. But there are loads of options, and definitely, for us ladies, which are all over a certain age, yeah, we too old.
Like going to Arizona for a week at the resort.
I like that.
I want to go. I'm excited.
I just want to be invited,
but I'm just saying, if you don't mind, I'd like to say
absolutely. Let's do it.
I want to be the first one to say, I don't know if these jokers are gonna learn how to swim in Arizona. They're gonna be too busy resorting and enjoying.
It's gonna be a great time.
That's the whole point of going.
Yes, please get professional help. Yeah. Okay, so back to the topic, change. Shanetta, what you got?
So when I think about changes that I've made over a progression of time, like I don't think that there's been any like boom major changes that I've made, like from one thing to something drastically different quickly or immediately. I will say that I want to say maybe several years ago when I turned 40, maybe I told myself that I was going to slow down and that I wasn't going to constantly be go all the time, because I felt like, I'm getting a little older. And this was, when I turned 40. So I was like, I feel like I'm getting, a little older. Everything can't be so rushed. Everything can't be in a hurry all the time. You have to slow down and do some things. I'm not sure what happened or what made me say that at that time. But I consciously made an effort to slow things down. So like when there's something that I don't have to rush to get done, I just don't. When after my my accident back in August, I made a conscious effort to not feel rushed when I'm driving somewhere. And I wasn't rushed the day of the accident. It was just, I feel like the person behind me was. So like, I just kind of get out of people's way. If I need to get over to the slower lane and drive like, taking it easy like it's Sunday morning, I'm going to do that. Because what I'm not about to do is rush to do anything. I'd rather arrive alive than to be carted off in some kind of, cart, ambulance, or whatever. So I just kind of like, I feel like taking your time. If you're late, you're just late. And driving 100 miles per hour and I'm still going to be late anyway, it's not going to change the fact that I'm already late. So I'm just late. And if I can't communicate that I'm late to whomever or wherever I'm going, then when I get there, you'll know that I'm late. I just feel like we rush to do so many things and that it causes so many incidents, accidents, causes us to miss out on stuff. So like just consciously slowing down and giving yourself the time to do what you need to do. So that's something that I've been doing for several years in, I guess, various different ways. Whether it's just not saying yes to everything so that I can have time to do the things I did say yes to, or whether it's just saying, okay, I know I need to be there by 8:00. If I need to be there by 8:00, let's count my time backwards so that I'm not rushing. And then let's pad a few extra minutes in there so that I'm not rushing. Do all the things you need to do before you leave the house. So I'm not going to be in the car trying to fix my hair, trying to, do makeup and drive at the same time. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stay at home and get done what I need, finish getting myself ready. And then I'm going to walk to the car. I'm not walking in no place sweaty because I've been running, trying to get in there. I'm too old to be trying to run to get to somebody's door. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to walk. And if I'm 2 minutes late because I'm walking to this door versus running to this door, so be it. I'm just slowing down. I'm not going to be running all over the place trying to do everything and be everything to everyone. And I need to take care of, me. I don't want to be sweaty. I don't want to show up nowhere sweaty. I don't even like that feeling. I don't even like the thought of it. So I'm not going to be running around feeling all frazzled. And then when you're rushing, your nerves are bad. So any little thing can just kind of like throw everything off. So and I've been doing that for a couple of years, just slowing it down a little bit. And if that means we're a few minutes behind, we're just a few minutes behind, and that's okay. And sometimes, people are just late.
Okay. That sounds like a good change. Kind of reprioritizing things. That's always a good thing. Taking time for yourself, slowing things down, living in the moment. Those are all great things to take into account. Trina?
I think that I have kind of made an effort to get out more, connect with people more. But sometimes I just don't make the effort. I just don't. And I really have to push myself because, I'm just content not to do that. And, I know that I have to stop falling back on people who know me, know that, that's how I am and we cool. And, we'll just back up where we left off because that's how we are. And then, I know that I have to make more of an effort to reach out. And I sometimes I do, you may get a text more often than
that's a start.
That's what I'm saying. So you may get a text saying, hey, I might, I try. And it's
So let me ask you a question. So was there something that made you change into the I'm content over here all by myself? Like, Vanessa talked about, some of the changes she made after the passing of her dad. Like some of those things were facilitated by him passing. Shanetta talked about just when she got to 40 and then remembering what she said at 40, after her accident happened. And so she decided to kind of make a more conscious effort to slow down. So was there something that happened, that kind of pushed you into the area where I'm just content chilling right here by myself? I'm good.
I think part of it just kind of happened gradually, just being single. And most of my friends are married.
Okay.
So I kind of shy away from, like, there may be something that I see that I want to do. And I might not want to do it by myself. And I might want to do it with a friend that's married. But I'm like, that sounds like something she might want to do with her man. So I ain't gonna be asking her to do that with me. She want to do that with him. And so like, and I don't want to be third wheeling. We ain't doing that. So like more and more, I'm just like, yeah, I'm just gonna chill. Or I'll go by myself. I'll go to something by myself. I don't know. Really, that's really what it is. I feel like all of my friends, pretty much the majority of my friends are married. So like I feel like I don't really roll in those circles as much. And so that's why I have to kind of push myself to, do things. I don't really have, not here, not in long, not in my area. I would say that, I could just on the dime, be like, girl, what you doing? Let's, and I think it kind of developed more so when I'm running around with my kids. When I was running around with them, I didn't really have time. So that just kind of took me out of the going out circle to begin with. And then now I'm trying to get back in it, but everybody's, doing their own thing. So
they have groups though. They have like all these different.
You mean strangers?
I was about to say, do you know me?
Right, I'm about to say, do we know who we talking to?
Girl, a stranger.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
all are, okay.
No, listen, I totally agree. I just know who you're talking to. If
Right.
you talking to a stranger, so
Because like I've seen things where like you don't always want to go somewhere by yourself, and then there'll be something that someone will host, like with a whole bunch of other people who will be there, and so
I'm supposed to go there and talk to strangers.
Are of
No, what?
mindset. Well, even just looking around and mingling, like before you realize that you've engaged in conversation. It's not like you really have to look or ask. Like you can just be there where they are, and then it just kind of takes on a whole life of its own.
We have to talk, Vanessa.
Okay.
Because we'll talk.
I sometimes
explain the situation here.
Like even with me, right? I feel you with the whole like married friends type situation. Because for me, if I want to go somewhere and I want to do something and I see something, I'll be like, yo, I'm about to do this. Make a phone call. Hey, what you doing? Such and such is going on. Oh, girl, I got. You got a what? Just got all these other things I got to do. Oh, we can't go today. And my man, my husband, my blah, blah, blah. So you just be like, maybe I'll just, not do something or what have you. But just, maybe plan a little more. Just do a little more planning on the part of the married people. And at some point you'll get a yes. I stopped trying. I don't even bother. I don't even care, to be honest.
I will say,
hey,
encouragement. I stopped trying.
I will say this, like as a married person, I feel like this is a little unfair because like
you're the only person I know. I know one other person who can almost, if they wanted to, and not to say that anything is wrong with your marriage, like you and this other person are the only two people, honestly, that I could be like, yo, let's go out Friday night. Let's go do something. You and one other person. And it's nothing against you married people, whoever you are, wherever you are. I ain't talking about y'all, going to be happy with whoever you with. I'm just saying, most times it's like, they gotta, do all this extra stuff and plan and primp and prod, and I had to let my husband know I didn't plan to, and this, and like I said, I ain't talking about nobody personal, whatever, like miss me with all that extra stuff. I'm just saying, it's hard when you're single and you don't have any extra, or even like people who have younger kids. Like if I want to, like there's this karaoke spot 10 minutes from the job. If I want to go, it's only me and one other chick who could just be like, yeah, we're going to go after work. Everybody else, got kids. Oh, I need a babysitter. Like, it's like a whole bunch of other stuff. So I get it. But I mean, for me, I'm a little more intentional with the planning part because certain things I just don't want to do by myself. Like going out to eat and going to the movies by myself, like that's just not nothing I'm really gonna do. And the way my Fire Stick is set up, ain't no movie in the theater that I can't see here in my bed with some popcorn. So I don't have to do the movies or stuff like that. But it just may take a little more effort, Trina. You just gotta do a little more planning. You can't be as spontaneous with your married friend folk. You got to plan it a little more.
Well, what I was gonna say is sometimes I think we talk ourselves out of things before they even get, all the way going. Because I know, like, there's be plenty of times where I am married, like I have a whole husband, and again, there's nothing wrong with our relationship. Sometimes he's at work, sometimes he's not at work. Sometimes I just want to do something just with another woman, not necessarily, like with him. And there are times that people are like, oh, I can't, oh, this, oh, that. And it's, it don't even be sometimes about their husband. Sometimes it is. But I think sometimes, we just talk ourselves out of it. Because there's been times I wanted to do something and I don't even reach out. Like, because I'm like, oh, she going to be doing this. Oh, I think Bobo is home today, so she going to be with him. Or, little Johnny Jr. is doing whatever. So I don't even reach out only to see the person. And they be like, I was so bored this weekend because I wasn't doing nothing. So I think sometimes we talk ourselves out of it before it gets started. I mean, any change is hard, especially like when you're trying to do something, like you said, Trina, that you don't do or haven't done, on a regular in a long time. I think it's easier, sometimes just to, okay, whatever, just kind of let it slide. But, this year, not in a resolution sense, but, and I've said this before, like I want, as weird as it sounds, like I want to die empty. I want to die experiencing everything that I feel like God had for me, whatever it is, like the good, the bad, and the other. And I know people like the bad because everything is not always going to be rosy. Everything is always going to be happy. So I know, the logical part of my brain knows that even with the best of the best, there may be times where things are not the best or not exactly where I would like for them to be. But I want to experience all of it. And I don't mean all of it like I want to try everything. No, I just mean all of it in the sense of everything that's for me. All the things, conquer all my fears, except for spiders. I can die being scared of spiders. Y'all can keep that. And heights too. Not those kind of fears, but like as hard as it is to believe, I don't like crowds. I don't like a lot of people. If I know you, okay. If I can know 70% of the people in the room, I'm okay. But if I don't know you, like even my church, and I'm still fairly new there, and I've seen these people for a good while, I still be itching sometimes. It'd be too many people. When church is out, it's just too many people. So like, those are one of the things that I'm trying to wrap my mind around, being more comfortable in my own skin in a space with people that I may or may not know. Like I know of you as in I've seen you before, but like I don't know you. Like, that type of deal. So like that is one of my big things that I want to work on this year, just being more intentional about challenging myself. What do you guys think about that? Challenging yourself this year.
So I asked my husband a question the other day. We always talk about how challenging yourself to come out of your comfort zone, right? That's like a big thing. Like it's like you have to challenge yourself to come out of your comfort zone. And I asked him, who said that being in a comfort zone was a bad thing? When did that become a bad thing? When did it
become growth?
When did it become bad to just be comfortable? And he said the exact same thing you just said about growth, right? I get that. But when you're comfortable and you've worked hard to get to a place of being comfortable, who said that was a bad thing and that we must challenge ourselves to come out of it?
So I guess my question would be, right? Like, do you feel like your comfort zone, that's the top of your mountain? That's it. That's the oh, like I've got to this space and I don't need any other experiences. There's nothing better, there's nothing more. This is my peak.
No, I just feel like sometimes you just need to enjoy the place of being comfortable without having to fight hard for the next level.
For how long?
And that's for however long you feel like you need to be comfortable.
See, but
And
I think
feel
that,
like that's get your head off the wall, Vanessa.
right. I think that's where the issue comes in, because it's like we stay too long.
I just feel like who announced that comfort zone location is a bad location and that we must all push ourselves to be out of it? Like, no.
I think it kind of would depend on, like you were saying, with what it is you're comfortable with. You know what I'm saying? I think some comforts are good, but if you have talents that may be going by the wayside or things that you're not exercising to its full potential, you may want to explore doing more of that.
More.
But
like that word, she said more.
Because, and I'll give you a really great example. Like my homegirl, she bought a house a few years ago. I don't even think it's like 5 years old. But this is her second home that she's purchased. And she was like, oh, this is not my forever home. What you mean? Like, some of us haven't even bought our first home. And you're on your second and you're still not satisfied. Like, you've put in all this work, got a patio built in and, extra shrubberies and this, that. To me, it sounds like you fixing it to be permanent. And she was like, no, this ain't even what I want for real to like be my. So, I was just like, okay. So like I'm saying, like, in a situation like that, like for me, my second home, if it's a lot more than what I had for the first one and it's brand new, built from the ground up, I'm probably done. This is, kids, grandkids, if they ever come along, I hope not, no time soon, give me 5-6 years. But, they will be able to be here and do whatever. But for some people, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just a stepping stone and they just want more. So like for me, I want to work hard. I think I'm probably my biggest critic. So I'm never happy with what I have or where I'm at. I always want to control is the choice of powerful words being said. You get what you want by saying and doing. That is very profound. And I definitely really, I
would say that two things can be true, because you can be content where you are, but also want to strive for more or to get better. And a lot of times I think I struggle with it because I wonder if I'm being grateful about where I am. Right. Because I'm okay, I've accomplished this, I should be grateful, but I'm always thinking of the next thing or what else I can do or planning for this and that. And then I wait a minute, Lord, I'm grateful. Don't get me wrong. I'm grateful, but I also want that, you know what I'm saying? I also want that next thing, but so I try to be balanced with it, because I don't want the Lord to think I'm not grateful for him providing where I'm at. Right. But I still am striving for the next thing,
Right. But I think there is a difference between being content and comfortable. Because I think content speaks more to like what you said. I'm grateful. I'm content, I'm grateful in all that I've accomplished and where I am, but I do recognize there may be greater or just different. It doesn't always have to be more. It could just be different. But I think like when you deal in a comfort zone, it's kind of just like you know, I don't have to do no more. I don't have to be no more. I don't have to say no more. I can just exist in this space as I am. You know, there's nothing extra that's.
I agree. I'm going to get it.
Oh, listen, I don't have no glasses on, so you gotta.
You want it?
Go
Go
get it. It belongs to you.
I'm going.
Oh, right. But
I'm going.
to Montio Jackson, I hope that's your name, sweetie. If not, pray my strength in the Lord, because that's all I got. But I think, you know, like I said, if you feel like you're
or maybe settling.
I think so when I think about comfort zone, and maybe that's just me because I really like the word comfortable. And I really like to feel comfortable.
Right.
So it means that I just kind of like have a positive connotation on the word comfort.
Okay.
Which makes me so like when I think of it, I don't really think of like, oh, I'm settling for less or I'm not settling for my full potential because I'm in this comfort zone. I'm thinking more of it like of a place of like I've worked to get here. And now that I'm here, I want to sit right here and enjoy it because I just don't feel like working to get up here right now. I could probably get up here if I really wanted to put in the effort, but right now I don't want to. I don't feel like it. I like it here. We're going to hang out right here for a little while because we like it here. So, we like it right here. So like, let's just stay for a little while. And, you know, you have people who are like, but you could do this and you could do that. And but I don't want to.
I mean, to me, that kind of sounds more like content than necessarily settling. So I get what
I mean, in general, it probably would, but since I know her, I'm gonna say not so much. Because like she said, it's more about I just don't want to. It ain't like that. That's more is, you know, like she'll tell you she dress how she feel. So like it's all based on how she feel. I just don't feel like it. But the problem with a comfort zone is you can get stuck there. And it don't seem like stuck to you because you comfortable. You ever on a Saturday, let's say a Saturday or whatever your day off is, you wake up and you might, you know, mosey to the kitchen, make some coffee, and then, you know, either you get on the bed with the remote or you get on the couch and you just as comfortable as you want to be with your hot coffee and you flicking. And before you know it, it's 6 o'clock. And you like, where did the whole day go? I didn't intend to sit here all day. But then you're like, oh, well, it's 6 o'clock now. I might as well, you know what I'm saying? Just ride it on out. But what happens when that ride out becomes, okay, yeah, I've really been comfortable here doing A and B. I think I'm gonna stick with A and B. You know, how does that work when A and B becomes it? Like that's it. C is over there, but I don't want to do C. Like, you know, it's easy to just get stuck in the right now.
See, you're using such a negative word when you say stuck. And it's not necessarily stuck. It's just comfortable. We have to change the connotation of the word comfortable.
Thank you, Tamontio. We appreciate it. Hats off to your mom. Listen, mothers most of the time are great because I know there's some mothers that don't quite. I mean, let's not pretend like every woman that's a mother is great at it. But, you know, mothers, in the thought of a mother is a great thing. You know, they can be nurturing and all those things that you need to be. And so, yeah, hats off to the mothers. Wonderful. I mean, stuck, you know, stuck can be used figuratively, but it's stuck as in my mind is made up. This is what I'm doing, and that's it. So when I say stuck, I mean in terms of this is just my mind is made up. And again, that's not always a bad thing. I just say for me, like that's a bad thing because I know I have spent a long time with no, I'm not doing it. Like not even necessarily in a bad way, just like, yeah, no. I mean, even the other day, remember you was trying to get me to do something. I'm like, yeah, nope, not gonna do it. Nope, I'm good. Okay, bye. And I was sold, and not that it was necessarily a bad thing, but it's like, I just decided, yeah, I don't want to do that again. Like, and so that's what I mean. It's not stuck in the sense of you can't do something else, you can't come out of it. Just you made the choice not to because you're so comfortable.
I don't like how you say comfortable.
I
don't like how you said it out. I don't like your tone.
But that's what it is. When I think of comfortable, I think of warm and fuzzy. I got these big teddy bear slippers. And when I come home and I take off my sneakers and I put them slippers on, all is right in the world. Like that moment when I just slide my feet in. Oh, if I could just live in that moment and just spread it out, that for that moment, I don't hear no kids calling. I don't hear my mama needing something. I don't hear a husband say, baby, can you, no phone ringing. I don't care about the job, nothing. In that moment, it's just me and these warm slippers that I've been waiting all day for. But the reality is, as comfortable as those slippers are, I cannot wear them all day. I just can't.
Yeah.
What?
Or could you?
Right. And that's the thing. I could, but how would I look to other people? How would I look to other people? I could wear them to work. I mean, my office is not surrounded by people. To be honest, nobody would even know I had them on under my desk. Like, so I mean, I guess
story about shoes. Today, I have a pair of purple Crocs and I wear them every day. They're the most comfortable little shoes ever. I wear them every day. So one of the kids goes, Miss McNair, and I had on nothing purple today, but I had on those purple Crocs. So one of the kids goes, Miss McNair, you're still wearing those purple Crocs. It is a new year, new me. Like, you need to change your shoes. You cannot wear these purple Crocs all school year long. And I'm feeling attacked in this moment because I'm just like, first of all, my Crocs are comfortable. There's that word. My Crocs are comfortable. Why should I not wear them every day? He was like, your outfit is cute, but then you got on purple Crocs. They don't even go with anything. And I was like, maybe I should change my shoes. Maybe I should come out of my comfort zone and buy a different pair of shoes.
And buy a different color pair of Crocs. That goes.
I literally said I was going to say
black Crocs. Ladies, we're supposed to push her to do better.
That is better. She's not wearing the same one. She got to buy a different pair, and they need to match her outfit. So she's got to buy more than one pair. Okay. They got Crocs have evolved. They even got like cowboy boot Crocs. Like, the Croc world is major. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So we are typically on every Thursday at 8
Where has the
p.m.
time gone?
Yeah, because we have did our little hour here. We are on every Thursday, typically 8 to 9. We try to stay within our little hour window. So this was our first conversation of the year talking about change and, as you see, comfort zones. And I can assure you we're going to be revisiting this conversation several times in this year. Right, husband? That went in the wrong direction. Absolutely. See, he understands my pain. But
I would like
as
to
always,
see
ladies,
some different color Crocs in the chat, Shanetta. That is my challenge to you. Don't be comfortable with the purple ones.
as always, ladies, I thank you for your time. As a final thought, like we said, resolutions, sometimes they don't always stick. But if you, make your mind up that you want to be open to the possibilities, that there's more, there's different, there's better out there for you personally, then that's a good way to start off the year, being open and receptive to what life has to offer for you personally, because for each and every one of us, it is very different. We all have our own personal walk, our own personal purpose. So let's try to, in the very least, decide this year to hone in on that, on what your purpose is, your path. Okay, don't talk to people in my chat. Your path, the road that you want to take. Like I said, we are on every Thursday, and I'm sorry that I got so distracted by what was going on. I got to work on that. That's another thing I'm gonna work on, focusing. Managing my tunnel vision so I can focus on the things in front of me for this year. But we do appreciate your time. If you're watching a replay, we hope that you enjoy. Please don't buy any purple Crocs, and by all means, learn how to swim. So until next week, guys, be safe and be blessed.
Thank you for watching.